Welcome to the Cult Classic Horror Show. Every week, you can have the conversations you've always wanted to have about the films you love.
Shut up!
We're gonna get you, not another peep.
Get rid of your distractions and prepare yourself.
Then lock your door. 5, 6, gonna cruise up this.
You got a big surprise coming to you. You're not going anywhere.
Welcome everybody to the Cult Classic Horror Show. Danny Bonin here with you.
And Scotty Bonin with you guys.
We are the Blood Brothers. And
The Rob.
All right.
Yeah, what about Rob?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Rob doesn't
Where
get
is
a
he?
special intro.
He doesn't get a special.
Rob, you're getting
He has the before his name, though.
Only employed guy.
Well, I just, everyone who's listening in, you've already heard him. I want to welcome our special guest, Bill Moseley, on the line. Thanks for joining us, Bill.
Hey, dog will hunt.
Hell yeah.
That's right, baby. That's right.
Oh, man. So, we have so much to talk about in such little time. But I have to say that we do have to go ahead and disclaimer here. We are talking to Bill to promote Astronomicon 2, which is happening in Detroit, in the second week of February here coming up. So you're going to be there all weekend long, right, Bill?
Yes, in good old Sterling, Michigan, which is actually the former home of Dr. Jack Kevorkian as well.
Okay. Nice.
Okay, a little history for you there.
So it's got a pedigree. Good old Sterling.
Yeah,
Good old Sterling.
And you were part of the Comic-Con last year, right?
The Astronomicon.
I was. I had breakfast at White Castle every day. I walk, about a quarter of a mile through maybe 4 feet of snow.
All right.
Jeez, I
From the
heard that.
hotel, and loved it.
Yeah, there was that big snowstorm.
Northern Illinois. Yeah, I'm from Northern Illinois, so it's like old home week for me.
That's awesome.
I got to admit, I'm not a huge fan of White Castle. I don't like the steamed burgers too much.
They're still good.
Yeah, the thing I like the best about White Castle, I like the shakes, but I also like the little weird cardboard briefcases with 100 little burgers in there.
Yeah, you can take those anywhere with you. Just put them all in there.
It's so convenient.
That's right. I mean, as Devo saying, you can got to buy them by the sack, but now you can buy them by the suitcase.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They're upgrading here.
Well, I'm sure White Castle will be happy to have you back this year. So, cool. So, are you? You'll be there. What? You'll probably have a booth. You'll be signing on, or not a booth, I should say. You'll have an event where you're signing autographs and everything like that. Are you doing that every single day of the con?
Yes, I am. I'm going to be there all 3 days: Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Usually, what they do is they give you a table or two.
Sure.
So I'll just have a couple tables. I'll be sitting back there. I'll have my 8x10s spread out from my greatest hits, like House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects, Repo, the Genetic Opera, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, Tom Savini's Night of the Living Dead.
All the good stuff.
Probably have a couple of CDs from me and Buckethead's old band, Cornbugs.
Yeah.
And the new probably some EPs from the new collaboration I did with Phil Anselmo, Pantera, called
shit.
Really?
Bill.
Wow. That's cool.
I'm a big Pantera fan. We are.
Yeah.
So that's freaking awesome.
Saw them back in the day.
Heck yeah.
Oh, that's cool,
He's
man.
still making music.
We did that a couple years ago. Yeah, it's called Songs of Darkness and Despair.
Okay,
Of course,
well,
a lot of
that's
fun for everybody.
uplifting.
It's a real foot tapper. That one is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a real foot tapper. But it's funny because I did that with Phil a couple years ago, and it's released on the Housecore label. And I wrote the lyrics and do the vocals, and Phil does the music. And a few background vocals, which is pretty awesome.
And is it
Phil? Yeah.
Is it like metal? Is it in the vein of Phil Anselmo?
Yeah, it's a little more Doorsy than metal.
Sure.
Straight metal. Although there is, you can check it out on YouTube. There's a song called "Dirty Eye," EYE, and that's got there's a claymation video with it and everything, so you can test the waters on YouTube with "Dirty Eye" from
Dirty
Phil
Eye.
and Phil.
We'll check it out. Now,
love Phil Anselmo.
Now I got to ask at Astronomicon coming up. I know Sid Hagg's going to be there too, and you guys with your history. I mean, are you guys like good friends? Do you just have a blast at these things, or what?
We do. We've probably done. I bet you between us, we've been together. I'm saying that we've probably done somewhere between 50 and 100 conventions over the years.
Jeez.
And we have a lot of fun. Although, it's actually it's always good to see Sid. And I know that we're doing. I think on Saturday around noon, Sid and I are both getting dressed up in our House of 1,000 Corpses outfits.
Ooh,
so I'm going to be Otis with the red robe and the black and white makeup.
Yes.
And then Sid's coming as good old Captain Spaulding.
Yeah.
We're doing photo ops. So anybody that wants to take a picture with us,
that's great.
That's where we'll be.
So that'll be Saturday on the 9th. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, heck yeah.
Now,
like iconic characters.
Yeah. Well, so I just gotta jump into a few other things too. You semi recently finished up filming on 3 from Hell, right? How long ago did you guys wrap on that?
We wrapped about, sometime, I can't really remember exactly. I think it was like April of last year. So, so it's taken a while because right after we wrapped, which was a pretty amazing shoot, Rob, of course, had to get back to his day job of being a metal icon.
Yeah, exactly.
And got back on the road with Marilyn Manson for about almost a 3-month tour.
Jeez.
Wow.
And so that had pushed post-production of 3 from Hell back a little bit.
Sure.
But it's coming. This is the year, so I don't know when it's going to happen. I hope sooner than later, but it's coming out sometime. So
Yeah, we're
really
all
looking forward to it.
We're all excited.
We're all on the edge of our seats, waiting for that.
That has just been over the years career definer for you. I mean, it's. I know it's some of my favorite performances. Of course, Chop Top is classic, but
and Texas Chainsaw too.
But man,
don't get Chop Top jealous.
Yeah, Chop Top's my fave for sure.
Pretty handy with the straight razor and the claw hammer.
We actually covered that Texas Chainsaw 2 on our podcast.
We talk about classic movies and divulge all that we can figure out about them.
Yeah, that was 1986 too. So that was that's one of our classics that we covered. We love that movie.
So I Devil's Rejects has been one of my favorite performances of yours so far. Is that now when you were doing House of 1,000? Is that something that you knew there were going to be more for that? The Otis family. I mean, did you know there were going to be these 3 films, or at least another film with the Devil's Rejects coming into it?
I had no idea.
Wow.
It was pretty amazing. I mean, I knew about Rob Zombie because my older daughter had Hellbilly Deluxe and was playing it all the time.
Okay, yeah.
And so, but I got a job. I got a call one night from a friend of mine who was doing publicity for Universal City Walk here in Los Angeles in Burbank.
Yeah.
And he said, you're a horror guy, right? And I said, yeah. He said, well, how would you like to MC this little horror award show we do at Universal called the Igor Awards? It was sometime late in October, right before Halloween. And I said, yeah. I said, would you like me to come as, my character, Chop Top? And he said, well, let me find out. And he called around because Chop Top wasn't a Universal character. And then I guess he ran it by his bosses and figured out that because I'd been in Army of Darkness with Bruce Campbell,
that's right.
That was a Universal picture, and therefore I was part of the Universal family. So it turned out that, coming made up and dressed up as Chop Top was fine.
Huh.
So I showed up to MC this show in in an old kind of beat up tuxedo, made up as Chop Top. And in character, and it turned out that one of the award recipients, it's kind of an in-house Universal MCA Records type of show, and one of the recipients was Rob Zombie.
Oh wow!
So I handed him his award in character as Chop Top, and it freaked him out. He realized, holy shit, that's Chop Top. And we talked afterwards. I got some good daddy points by introducing my kid to Rob and his then girlfriend, now wife, Sherry.
Yeah,
I think Rob's parents were even there because Rob had been nominated for all kinds of awards, but had never really won one. So this was his first award, the Universal Igor Award. Wow. And, a month later, Rob's manager called me up. So that was November of 99.
Jeez.
And said Rob just had his script, House of a Thousand Corpses, green-lighted, which means the money's coming, by Universal, and wants to know if you want to be in it.
Wow.
And I said, yeah.
Yes, I do. Don't have to ask me twice.
They sent me the script, and I was thinking, it was probably like some little cameo or something, and they sent me the script, and, shit, man, Otis Driftwood was a pretty big character, one of the main characters. And, I just followed Rob's lead. I went through screen tests and all kinds of different things and, got the stamp of approval by Universal Studios. I think because I'm not like a household name, or certainly wasn't then, the fact that Rob was the star, even though he wasn't an actor, but it was Rob Zombie's House of a Thousand Corpses.
Oh, yeah.
That's what really got me in there, Sid Haig in there, Karen Black in there, Dennis Fimple. So we ended up just getting together, having a ball. And I really never thought that it was going to go anywhere, especially I figured it would get released at least.
Yeah.
But then when we were finished, Universal, I guess they took one look at it and said, we're not putting this out.
Oh.
I think that was because that was in the era of Columbine.
Yeah.
And there was all kinds of stuff going on, 9/11.
Yeah.
All of this stuff going on, so that they didn't really want to put the movie out. So from 2000 to 2003, we kind of wandered in the wilderness. And Rob was thinking of, buying it back from Universal and putting it out himself. When finally, a friend of mine named Chayla Johnson, who worked at Lionsgate, saw a screening of House of a Thousand Corpses. Told her boss, who was the head of Lionsgate film production, a guy named Peter Block. And he saw it and said, holy shit, we want to get this. They got it from Universal, and, the rest is history.
Wow.
But it took 3 years for it to come out. After we were finished, it took, those wandering in the wilderness years.
Yeah,
and,
99
Lionsgate put us out, and that really kind of began the golden age of Lionsgate horror.
Yeah, I remember that vividly because I was a huge White Zombie fan, and all of a sudden it was like, what? Rob Zombie's putting a movie out? I'm like, whoa, we gotta go see this.
Yeah, I remember seeing it. It was in theaters. Yeah. It's like, oh my god.
God, and then to have Devil's Rejects after that, and just turn this family into this iconic like horror family, and it almost turns into, it is a horror movie at heart, and there's lots of devastation in it, especially with the family you guys are fucking with, but. At the end, you're just like, you're rooting for the villains, and it almost turns into this like sad drama.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so great.
Yeah.
That's when I thought Rob was a really good filmmaker during the shooting of House of a Thousand Corpses, and he went through a lot more pressure and trauma, I think, than most filmmakers would.
Sure.
I mean, when you just imagine getting like the thumbs up from Universal Pictures, wow, and then having them say we're not putting this out, and then having this 3-year wandering, trying to find some way to get this movie to the public. So he went through a lot of stuff, and what a happy ending that was. And then within months, Lionsgate had ponied up the money for Devil's Rejects.
Did he have that ready to go?
I thought that wasn't even. Pardon me?
I said, sorry, did he have that like ready to go? Was that already like a completed script?
I have no idea. That's probably a Rob question. Certainly with 3 years of not getting House of a Thousand Corpses released, he certainly probably was collecting some ideas.
Yeah, sure.
And then I remember him breaking the news to me. I went over to his house here in Los Angeles to watch the Super Bowl. So that must have been 2000.
So cool.
5 maybe 2003. Whenever it was we were about to do it, and that's when he broke the news and said we're gonna do another one. And I said that's awesome. And he said but this time I want you to grow a beard. And I had never grown a beard before.
Really?
So I didn't know if I had one in my chin.
Yeah.
And and I said, well, can you kind of give me an idea of what you want the character to look like? So he took a paper plate. We had a bunch of paper plates for Cheetos and stuff watching the game.
Yeah.
And he flipped it over and drew this picture of Otis that looked kind of like one of the Allman Brothers. And I was like, wow, man, I don't know. I mean, how do you grow a beard? And he said, just stop shaving. Okay, well,
easy as that.
See what happens. And, out came that amazing beard.
Amazing.
As I said, I never knew it was in me.
How long did that take you?
And then off we went.
Yeah.
Was that?
It took me about 8 or 9 months to grow that beard in Devil's Rejects.
And did you have the long hair already, or is that something you had to kind of grow out too?
Actually, I guess it's a spoiler, but they shaved my head.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, so it'd grow back evenly.
That's their hair and my beard.
Oh,
their hair.
I see. Okay.
They slapped it up.
Spoiler,
guys. Yeah, I'm really sorry.
That's all right.
I'm a natural brunette.
yeah.
So when you guys got back together recently to do Three from Hell, was it sort of like, same old, here we are again, just falling right into your roles?
And, it was that there was one scene where, it's like 14 years later now. Mm-hmm. And there's one scene, like the first day we were shooting, there was a scene where I'm speaking to a bunch of news cameras. Mm-hmm. Just that's as much as I'll say. And so I had to, I had this monologue I'm supposed to deliver, and I was having trouble. I was having some trouble with the lines. I was skipping. I was like tongue twisting myself. I was a little uptight.
Yeah, sure.
And I sat there, and I did a couple takes, and Rob was kind of looking at me like, Bill, and I said, okay, give me a second. And I just sat there, and I heard this voice say, Bill, get out of the way. I got this.
Yeah.
It was me. It was Otis.
It was Otis coming
saying,
through.
It was Otis.
Hollywood actor. Hey, Hollywood actor. Get out of the way.
Yep.
Let me do this.
Wow.
So
that's
anyway,
so funny.
I did. I got out of the way. That was the best thing I did.
Well, and so was he sort of there?
Went fine after that.
Okay, that was my question.
Oh wow, that is so awesome. Just how you can flip that and turn that. Oh man.
So how?
What a cool story.
I mean, when it was announced, or when you were told that, hey, we're doing yet another one with Three from Hell, was that? I mean, that had to be pretty exciting.
It was exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a kid in college, so
costs money.
Yeah.
So it's always exciting to get a job, and especially when you're getting a little long in the tooth.
Yeah.
Not that I am, but it's good to it's always good to get work as an actor. That's the it's a lonely life, unless you're on a TV series or something.
Yeah.
Sure. It's the lonely life of an actor where you're basically self-employed and you're hoping that somebody's gonna put your butt in their movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it seems like you haven't been having much trouble, Bill. I mean, shit, I'm looking at your IMDb and like you have projects coming out like one upon the other.
Well, that does help.
Yeah, it does.
I show up early. I know my lines. I don't make too much trouble.
Yeah.
And and I always, I don't leave a mess in the trailer.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, you keep to yourself. You keep things clean.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, we were almost.
A lot of people can act, but sometimes they get a little carried away with themselves.
Yeah, I bet. I believe it.
That's true. So I mean, obviously, huge horror guy, and I know you're a horror fan. Have you ever felt in your career that like, God damn, I wish I could, get out of this horror rut I'm in, or do you just totally embrace it and love it?
I've never really looked at it as a rut so much as I look at it as a privilege. It's really my favorite genre by far.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think if I were meant to do rom-coms or comedy dancing, I probably would have figured out a way to get into that by now. Yeah. I love horror movies, and I especially love working with, even though it certainly doesn't make you rich, but I love low-budget independent horror movies. I love, first-time directors. I love people who are still into it. I think what happens and can happen in Hollywood, the Hollywood experience, is you get a little cynical after a while, a little jaded, and, you kind of lose the love of acting, and you lose the excitement of the story. And I'm always up for it.
Wow,
that's awesome.
That's the thing that really just kind of keeps me vital, I guess, and that is just jumping into it, going for it, taking chances. Not always succeeding, but really having a lot of fun.
That's what it's all about.
I don't. I'm not. As I say, I'm not cynical about it.
Sure. No, I mean, I know that even us, we could start ourselves like indie filmmakers, and there's plenty out there. I just love it when an icon like yourself is still willing to get their hands dirty in these types of projects. So
and it's like, and if you're not having fun with it, like why are you doing it? You got to kind of look at yourself like, hey, I'm doing this because I love doing it, and you got proof right here. So that is so awesome. I mean, we love horror too. That's our favorite. So that's why we have the podcast too. So
of course.
It's so amazing.
Yeah, I almost did an interview. I know you did here, American Exorcist, with that director, and I don't know, it fell through somehow, but so I was just recognizing.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was fun in Philadelphia.
Okay, yeah.
I like doing it. There's always something to learn, and it's always good to have. I think I'm a pretty good employee because I'm into it. I'm prepared, and as I say, I show up early, and so what I try to do is just be a good employee, and that's one of my meditations is I serve the production.
Yeah.
And what that means is simply that whether you're doing craft service, which is very important, or please God, good catering. Whether you're costumes or makeup or camera, whatever you're doing, we're all basically serving the production in hopes that whatever hits the screen is something that we all can be proud of, that we can enjoy, and that the fans can enjoy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And if you have that attitude, then it kind of keeps the ego in check, and just we're all in there, kicking some butt and trying to make a good movie.
That's awesome.
Now I read somewhere that Chop Top is still your favorite performance of yourself. Is that true?
It's not so much my favorite performance as it's probably my favorite experience because it's like your first love.
Yeah.
I had acted in a couple of movies before Chainsaw 2, but I had never really, been in a big movie.
Sure.
Really, this was a career changer for me at the tender age of, I think I was like 36 I think I was 36 when I did it.
Okay.
Wow.
And before that, between graduating from college and getting that job, I was a writer. I wrote for, advertising. I was a copywriter for a while. Then I left and moved to New York City and wrote for magazines. freelance writer for magazines. And so this was a big career changer for me. So that was, a big experience. And I made a bunch of money compared to what I was making as a freelance writer.
I'm sure.
That was a big game changer. And, they shave my head for the part, which they always seem to do when if I'm playing Otis or Chop Top or whatever character I'm playing.
Of course.
People love to shave my head for some reason. and so that was a shock to the system. And, it was so much fun working with Toby Hooper and Kit Carson and Bill Johnson, Caroline Williams. I mean, all of that was such a gas. Yeah. And the script was wild. And Toby loved what I was doing. And so really it was kind of like it was an out-of-body experience where it was like I had run away to join the circus, and they let me stay. Yeah. And, it was really just so much fun. It was a lot of work. I think we had, we averaged maybe 18 or 19-hour days. Really worked our butts off. Wow. The Chop Top makeup was 3.5 hours on each day, and then it took an hour and a half to get it off. And a lot of times we traveled like an hour each way to set, so that's 2 hours plus 5. That's 7 hours right there of just traveling and getting made up. And then actually, it's sometimes 10, 12 hours working. So we had long days, but it was so much fun. Wow. I love being a part of the Chainsaw family. Oh, no. And really, I especially loved working with Jim Cedo. He was
Jim
so
Cedo.
Great as the cook.
Gosh, I love him. Yeah.
Cedo was awesome. Yeah, no, I mean, you've basically become one of the franchise's most iconic characters, besides Leatherface, of course, I would argue. So
and then you,
that's fine.
And then you also were in Texas Chainsaw 3D as Drayton Sawyer, as Jim Cedo's original part.
Which I thought was really strange when the producer Carl Mazzacone, who had been one of the producers on Repo, the Genetic Opera. Mm-hmm. I remember him calling up and saying, he said, "Hey man, got this great part for you in the new Chainsaw movie." And I went, "Oh, great, man! Chop Top rides again." He goes, "Well, no, I want you to play the cook." I said, "Well, what?" That sounds like that's like hiring Mo to play Curly.
Yeah, exactly.
Stooges.
You're like, I already got Chop Top.
Wow, how weird is that? Wow. And he said, well, it turned out that the company did not have the rights to Chop Top because the rights to the characters from the original were different than the rights to the characters for the for Chainsaw 2. Okay. And the Chainsaw 2 rights, I think, were held by Sony Pictures. And Lionsgate owned, the rights to the original. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Anyway,
I know you got to run. So
yeah, I do actually, because they're calling right now. Can you hold on just a sec?
Yes, sure. Certainly.
Hold on just a sec.
Okay.
Certainly. The life of a busy actor, right?
Yes, that's
you still
that
with
is
us,
right.
Rob? You still with us, Rob?
I'm here.
I love all just like reminiscing on all these awesome movies that he's talking about.
Yes.
So good.
Yes, sorry, we are cutting it a little shorter than the normal podcast episode, everyone who's listening. But hey, what can you do?
Bill Moseley's on his schedule.
Hey, Bill. All right. Yeah, we're wrapped up. I know you only had a limited amount of time, but just want to thank you for joining us.
Come to Astronomicon. It's going to be great.
Yes.
It's probably going to be snowing, and so wear your snowshoes. And,
yes.
But me and Sid will make sure you're happy inside, and and show up for that Saturday morning or Saturday like right around noon for those photo ops. They should be cool.
Otis and Captain Spaulding. Oh yes.
Awesome.
Well, thanks a ton for joining us, Bill.
Yeah, thanks, Bill.
Hey, it's my pleasure, guys, and I look forward to seeing you in good old Sterling, Michigan.
All righty.
Yes, definitely.
Or Sterling, I think it's Sterling Heights, actually.
Sterling Heights. Sterling Heights.
Barrage.
Yes.
Sterling Heights.
At the Wyndham Garden.
We're going to the Heights, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Man, this is the Heights.
We're moving up.
Cool. That's right. Moving on up.
All right. Well, thanks again for joining us.
All right, guys.
All right. Have a good one, Bill. Thanks.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. All right, he should have signed off. We're still on.
We're still on. So
You don't usually do it that way,
Yeah.
but since he's in such a hurry.
Yeah,
All right, guys.
he had another
Here we
interview
are.
like right after us. So.
Follow-up thoughts on the Bill Moseley interview so that this episode somehow fulfills our listeners' desires since they're normally an hour long?
Well, I guess Astronomicon, there's also going to be a lot of other people there.
We should talk a little bit more about that.
Astronomicon 2, it's the second year, February 8th through the 10th at the Wyndham Garden Center in Sterling Heights.
I will let you know who's going to be there.
So Danny has a list right here.
Sometimes these lists are a little depressing.
There's some people you haven't seen in a long time.
Rob, I just hope. Okay, here's what I hope happens, Rob. I hope that we finish this film we're on, which we just finished Picture Lock, so we're on to sound starting tomorrow. But anyways, as we become horror icons, and all you guys can say that you're friends with us. And yes, whenever you're in LA, just give me a call. You can swing by.
You can't move to LA; it's too expensive.
No, well, not when you're making a ton of money.
It's just wasteful. Move to Atlanta.
It's too hot in Atlanta. All right.
It's hot in LA. It's smog filled.
Anyways, here's the list of people so far attending Astronomicon
2
in Michigan. Bam Margera.
Oh man.
D. Snyder.
Strangeland.
I remember when Strangeland came out, and I was like, "Oh, Strangeland!" Everyone was like, "Strangeland! I fucking love Strangeland."
Your face is so together. Your lips.
Yeah.
Anyways,
our favorite, Edward Furlong.
God love him.
They must have all gone to the same rehab center.
Yes. Edward Furlong.
Good old Edward Furlong.
That's all he's doing right now is going to cons.
That's all he's doing. He's going to cons. He's probably giving hand jobs in the bathroom for $20. So just let him know at the booth.
God.
You think it's that cheap?
Well, okay, $40. $40 hand jobs.
Yeah. I mean, up the price there.
Yeah.
That's better. I mean, he was in Terminator 2.
Yes.
That's true.
Come on now.
We got
I'm still a fan.
Dustin Rhodes, a.k.a. Gold Dust, wrestling legend. Now, forgive me, I don't know the wrestlers because I was never into wrestling. So, just letting you know.
Me either.
This whole thing, I forgot to mention, is put on by Twisted, the clown rap duo, which I should just not say anything about.
For all you juggalos out there.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
God.
For all you juggalos out there.
ICP and Twisted fans.
Yeah. I'm just, no comment.
Vanilla Ice.
But go check them out. Paranormal Activity reunion. Micah Sloat and Katie Featherston, who were in Paranormal Activity, are going to be there. Now, I actually should tell you guys we're still working on getting an interview with Sid Haig and possibly Micah and Katie from Paranormal about this Comic-Con too. But we're just trying, talk to as many people as we can. So
yes.
they'll be there.
Yeah, hopefully we can get them on the podcast for sure.
Tiny Lister will be there from he plays Debo in the Friday films.
Oh yeah,
and was a wrestler too, WWF.
He's the iconic big bully.
Yeah. Bill Moseley, of course. Sid Haig, of course, we talked about. Scott Hall, wrestling legend. Don't know who he is, but I know some of you probably do. Scott Steiner, wrestling legend. Detroit's own Twisted.
Yeah.
In the hizzy, Rob.
Still appearing all weekend long.
I know Rob's all about. You know what? I'm very surprised Rob wasn't a juggalo in high school.
Yeah,
no,
you weren't.
Absolutely not.
You don't have an ICP tattoo on your leg.
You didn't put the makeup on and everything.
No, absolutely was not a juggalo, and I made several of them cry.
Oh,
like picking on them. Because there were some in my school, but no, not a juggalo.
Didn't we see ICP tour?
I don't think so.
I don't remember.
Kane Hodder's going to be there.
Oh
yes.
Yeah.
John Cassier, which also we have possibly have the chance to interview. He's the voice actor for the Crypt Keeper.
Yes.
Oh yes.
He'll be there. R.A. Mihailoff, Leatherface. He plays Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw 3. Which, I mean, do we really remember that? I don't know.
Well, I just remember his face was covered the whole time.
Yeah. Oh, you remember that?
I just remember it's the chainsaw. It's the Saw family, and it was.
All we remember about that
is
is
stitched with
beautiful Viggo Mortensen.
That's right.
I mean, like when are we going to get an interview with Matthew McConaughey?
That's what I'm wondering.
from
Chainsaw 5.
And we're only I don't know if that's going to go over well with this agent. Look, this podcast wants to interview you, and they only want to talk about Texas Chainsaw Next Generation.
Next Generation.
He may be all about it.
He probably misses that.
True Detective is good.
Oh yeah.
Then there's Ming Chen and Mike Zapkick from Comic Book Men, which that show with what's his name? The fuck's the guy's name from Clerks?
Kevin
Smith.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
The Boogeyman, wrestling superstar, Robert Mukes. He plays Rufus Jr. in House of a Thousand Corpses. Don't know if I even remember that too well without watching it. Dirk Manning, comic book writer, another comic book illustrator, Alessandra De Fornassari, Mariana Pescosta. So now we're just getting into people that you're not really gonna...
But you're forgetting about the most important one. Well, not the most important, but one of the iconic, Linda Blair.
Yeah, that was at the top, right? Okay, yeah, Linda Blair is going to be there too.
Yes.
Oh, I did forget all these at the top. Jake the Snake Roberts, wrestling legend. Butch Patrick, pop culture icon, who played Eddie Munster. Now that's sort of sad.
Yes.
That's sad.
Yeah.
When you played Eddie Munster when you were like 10 and now you're just still doing Comic-Cons.
Butch Patrick. I don't even know. I've never even heard of his name before.
I mean, he was in the Munsters.
Yeah.
Patty Mullen from model/actress from Frankenhooker.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody remembered that.
Yeah.
What if we get Linda Blair on the podcast?
Tim Jacobus, original artist of Goosebumps franchise.
Oh, yeah. All 52 covers.
Look at that, huh? Then a bunch of other people that are less well known. So those are the mains. So check it out if you are in the Sterling
covers.
Heights, Michigan area or nearby. Go check it out. Tell Bill we sent you.
Yeah, tell Bill you're part of Cold Classic Horror. I think there's a few people from Michigan around the area. Well, maybe Ty can drive there from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it might be sort of far. I don't know how far that is. I don't know. Anyways. Well, cool. Yeah, that was Bill Moseley talking a little bit about 3 from Hell.
We didn't really touch on the Army of Darkness Deadite Captain.
No,
but
I didn't know we were only going to have 30 minutes till we just talked to him briefly right before.
Yeah.
Some of these publicists, they just they don't give you much time, So, cool, guys. Well, Rob, anything else?
No, I thought it was.
Oh, you weren't even by your computer. You were walking away already.
No, I mean I'm here. I was enthralled.
Yes,
it was a good interview. He seems like a very nice guy. I would have liked to have talked to him longer.
Yeah, me too.
30 minutes is.
It went by quick.
That's all you got. But it was good. The con sounds pretty cool.
That's probably
Linda Blair is going to be there.
That's probably all you're going to get
awesome.
for $40 in the stall with Edward Furlong. 30 minutes.
Yeah. Oh shoot! I don't even know, man. That's a long time. You'd be raw by then.
That is a long time. And if you want lotion, it's $45.
Yes, and it's the lotion that he stole from the hotel that's putting him up.
Yeah.
Isn't there you can get a signed autograph picture of Bill Moseley at choptopbarbecue.com.
Yes, you can.
All right. Well, cool. No horror halftime this week just because it's an interview. We will be back starting I'm the Leprechaun
series. It'll be fun to jump into this one.
Yes. Everyone better just get through it and sit down and pay attention because I bought the fucking Blu-ray box set with commentaries and featurettes. So I'm going to come armed with some facts.
And ready. We'll be packing behind you.
And judging from the very first one, it's not as bad as Puppet Master. People are like, "Oh, you think Puppet Master's bad? Wait till the Leprechaun." I haven't seen the next ones yet, but just judging from number 1, Leprechaun is not as bad as Puppet Master.
I mean, Leprechaun in space is pretty watchable.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. It's not the worst thing in the world. There's nothing as bad as Puppet Master. I just don't believe it.
Yeah. There can't be. There really can't be. Except the Howling 2 and 3.
Yeah. And the Crazies. And Exorcist 2.
And Martin. Martin was okay. We forgot to ask we forgot to ask Moseley if he met Kevin Costner.
Oh, yeah. Whoops.
No, I mean, I don't. I didn't want to embarrass him like that.
No.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. And
yeah, guys, thank you.
We'll catch you next week.
Later.
Later.
Don't you blame the movies. Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative.
Oh, yes. There will be blood.